Okay, so I'm going to get to Lucinda's question off the community tab. Um, October uh, Dia de los Muertos questions. Feel free to leave yours there. Just go to the community tab, look for the pumpkin with the quarantine mask, and you can see what it's all about and decide whether or not you want to leave a story there or request or not. I'm doing Lucinda's question. She was traveling with her boyfriend, I think, or significant other, some years back, I guess, from Arkansas toward the northwestern Kentucky border. And she experienced suddenly, when they were going towards Kentucky or that border, great panic and a sense that they shouldn't be there and that they needed to leave. And so she had him turn around and they left. And she has never understood why she got that. Was it a personal, would there have been a personal safety issue? Or was this something more to do with the land? Now, Lucinda said that when she read on the land, which she read later that the area of that land has significance to indigenous people, special, a very special, that she didn't say what. What I could get when I looked up and I looked at that northwestern part of the land was that the Chickasaw were the last to leave, be forced onto the Trail of Tears, and eventually end up in Oklahoma. So it could be Chickasaw energy there. The Trail of Tears. I mean, that's a lot of energy out of a lot of people, and that would leave a collective residual that some people who are sensitive enough can feel. And maybe the things just lined up and she picked up on it. But let's just take a look and see. Was this a matter of personal safety? Excuse my allergies. Was this a matter of personal safety for Lucinda? Or was she picking up on something that was of a greater impact on the area with the indigenous people? What was it that made Lucinda freak out and want her significant other to turn them around? Okay, let's see what we get. I'm going to use the synchronicity deck, which is not your typical tarot deck. I just thought I would try it with this question. I'm getting beauty, strength. This is when you have to undergo trial and you have to adapt as best you can. Night vision. Got our tarot cat bear. Hey bear. Oh, you're so soft. What have you been into? Loss. I think, Lucinda, that you did pick up on... Get out of there. Hold on a minute. I've got to deal with the cat. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Lucinda. Bear is really demanding a lot of kitty cat attention here. Hold on a second. Okay. I think you definitely picked up on the land, and something left there at the loss. And I feel like with night vision that there was something that just kind of opened up at the time that you were there, that you picked up on. And I do think it was with that unicorn. I do think it was an unusual energy, that it shows to me that it is a little different, but very strong and resilient. But there is sadness and there is loss. And I'm really feeling that at night people were being made to walk at night. So let's see here. Let me just hold this kitty and get this big kitty cat I've got on my lap. And we get father. So this would be a male energy that it comes from. Speaking truth. Yeah, I feel like, okay, just from this, I'm feeling like there was a male that may have, yes, journey, sister. I'm feeling like there was something put on that land in a ritualistic manner. And there is an energy that is there. It is protective. Okay, I'm just getting like there's a guardian there. That just came to me intuitively. That there's a protecting spirit there. Especially with this card. And it's powerful. Very powerful. But I feel almost like the nature spirits were accustomed to the people that had lived there in that area. And when they were forced to leave, know it sounds weird, but I feel like there was not only this deep sorrow for having to be forced out of your home and marched to in horror, with your family dying along the way, and this hardship, this heartbreak. I feel like there's almost like a longing between the land and the people that were there for so long, that it has established a rapport. So it feels to me like there's a male entity, a protective masculine entity. The speaking truth to me also looks like incantation, looks like chanting, feels like ceremonial work. And the journey. Bear. I'm feeling like at night, and I don't know if you were traveling at night. I can't remember what you wrote, but we're definitely getting night vision, journey, and traveling. So I do feel like it's connected to the trail, probably of tears, and most definitely indigenous people being forcibly removed and killed, and their land taken. And it just feels like, to me, There may have been a man that had to leave his sister there. Maybe buried there. People buried there that couldn't make it, or what have you. Let me just see. Now that the cat is off my lap. Oh. That's about a 15-pound cat. Faith. So this is also about what you can't see, but trusting what you feel. Very interesting energy. Rise. Strength. There is a spiritual, very powerful spiritual energy there, for sure. Wow, interesting. And I do feel like it's connected to the indigenous folks, and unfortunately, I think they're forced removal from their own homes and things familiar to them, and people were not doing well. And I don't think it was just Chickasaw, because you had a number of different tribes around that area, a lot of them. So collectively, there's, I think, a very strong residual energy in certain pockets of places. And maybe that area was one that you, yeah, look, crystal vision, you picked up on it. And you must have, Lucinda, some medium mystic abilities here. Especially for land. And, like myself, the dead. Boy, today is bad. My daughter moved my antihistamines. I can't find them. I have to look. And I get eagle. So that's interesting. This is about vision again, and this is about perception, like clairvoyance. Both of these cards here talk of clairvoyance. Sorry, gosh darn. So that's my tummy. It's early in the morning. If only I had coffee. So Lucinda, I think you're picking up on something a male left as he was traveling and having to leave. There is some kind of song or incantation that is just like kind of soaked into that land. And I feel like you coming up on it and your energies were switched on, and you picked up on it. And it is, I feel like, a protective, strong energy force or entity, whatever you want to attribute to it, but it is intelligent and it is protective. And I do feel like there's also something around a female that may have passed, or a woman, and also possibly giving birth. And this is something that I picked up. I did a few readings. I always do a couple. And I keep getting the travel, even when I switch to a non-tarot deck. So I'm picking up on your travel, and I'm picking up on, I believe, the travel of indigenous people being forced off their land and torturously walking, marching on the Trail of Tears to have to relocate. And you have that capacity. Very strong. Very, very strong. So that's what I can give you to that. I don't think you would have been harmed, but you were not supposed to be there. So you picked up on that, and your clairvoyance, your night vision, another way, I like referring to it as night vision in a way. That's kind of cool. Did its thing, and you avoided offending a significant energy. You know, you picked up on it. You were being warned. Okay, so once again, I'm just going to look very quickly with a regular tarot deck because we have, you know, it's only 15.50 minutes in, so let's just take a look here. We're at the 15-minute mark, going on to 16. Let's see if I can do this. I'm just going to use a different deck. I'm going to look at the same question. Lucinda, what did you pick up on? What did Lucinda, my viewer, pick up on when she and her significant other were traveling and going toward the northwestern corner of Kentucky? What was it that she picked up on? Let's just see what this deck shows us, shall we? I love doing this, to see if we get similar cards or similar meanings. This is how you know you're tracking, okay? But it may not show that, so I shouldn't get ahead of myself. So what did Lucinda see? So to speak, clairvoyantly. What did she pick up on? What exactly was it? Maybe we can also squeak out some more details that made her freak out and want to turn around, not go any further. Yeah, this is also to do with a burial from illness. The Four of Swords is stillness, and many times it's like a tomb, or a tomb can be shown. It can also be about recovery, a lengthy recovery from an illness. Excuse me, losing my voice. This is about worry. Again, I'm really feeling that this energy would be connected to indigenous forced relocation by our government from their land, their home. This is a lack of sleep and worry and mental anguish, anxiety. Yes. And here we have the Five of Wands, which, as you know, is combative energy. It is arguing. It is where people are not agreeing and where people are being forced. There can be actual fighting going on. And this, to me, is the government pushing these people off their land. And I feel like there's people buried along those areas. And as a result, that got sick, that could not make that march, that walk, that migration, that forced march. Yeah. And there were people, I think, that also resisted and are buried, were killed. There was a lot of anxiety. I think people were traumatized as well. Most certainly is traumatizing to be forced out of your home and out of your lands that you've known forever and ever, family-wise, for generations. I mean, yeah, we really need to think about that. when it comes to Indigenous sovereignty and their rights. We still have a lot of work and a lot to make up for. Yeah. Here we have the moon in the tower. Yes. And the people were, I feel like, sick, really sick. I'm getting sick people. And outside. Another 5, which is a challenging number. Oh my God, and it's below the other 5. Wow, okay, that's trippy. 5 of Wands. And that is a energetic challenge and force. And this is pride. And showing off. I feel like they were being really treated poorly, of course. Comes the government. I just feel like they were being teased and provoked as they were being forced to while ill, I think to leave. And I also, again, I get darkness, I get night, having to walk during night. There's something around the nighttime that was significant event where somebody, I think, where people were dying and being attacked, forced, pushed around to keep walking. It really does feel that way to me. Here we have a King of Swords. This could be somebody, a male figure who, again, it falls in the area of possible burial. I wonder if he was somebody that resisted. There's 2 men. Yeah, wanting to hold on. To the wanting land. This could be also the military that were appointed to march who was in charge of marching them. 2 men I'm getting here. I'm getting an air sign and a water sign. Yeah, and they wanted, I'm getting these men are greedy. They wanted, this is about taking land with that 4 of earth, that 4 of pentacles under that 5 of pentacles, and fighting over land. This is that 5 of wands conflict. This is tomb, sickness, being sick for an extended period of time that requires a longer period of time too to recover. But I feel like this is people that are killed in resisting leaving and buried along, perhaps, or their bodies were left maybe there. And I feel like these 2 men here are responsible for this darkness and ruining these lives. They forced them, and it was traumatic. So we have a lot of trauma here, and we have illness, we have anxiety, we have physical altercations going on. It's a very charged up, jumped up energy. And it's big. It's not just a isolated event. This was going on. And yes, it's left a residual. I'm feeling like this is the white. I'm feeling like this is, here's the greed, here's the taking, and the satisfaction of now I've got more. I can take your land, and it's now in my assets. I can take this from you, and yeah, it's the trauma of the indigenous people, I think, that you picked up on. Okay, on to the next request, and I'll see you in that next video. And just very quick, please remember to hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this content, and subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed. So hit the notification bell too. Let's see if it's working, eh? All right. Happy Sunday.